What is going on, YouTube world and people? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. That's my nickname. Appreciate you guys for tuning into the channel today. Be sure to smash the like button right now if you're rocking with your boy and are excited for the NFL season upcoming. Subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. And turn on post notifications too so you don't miss a single video. It's only right. Okay. Washington Redskins. We're going to preview and break down their schedule in 2019-2020. I'll go game by game and try to see where I can find some wins and losses for the Washington Redskins in 2019-2020. We'll see if they can improve on a 7-9 season from last year. Let's see if they're the real deal. Now, I want to go over kind of what you did last year. Obviously, last year you were riding pretty high, 5-2. It looked like you were probably going to make the playoffs. The NFC East had a very, very down year. Okay, the Cowboys were able to win that division, but let's be real. Philadelphia was in a Super Bowl hangover. The Giants are being the Giants, just sucking every year. Okay, and the Cowboys, until they got Amari Cooper, really weren't a contender. So, if anything, the Redskins had an opportunity to snag this division, but what happened? Alex Smith goes down versus the Texans. You were 5-2 at one point with him. You finished the season 7-9. Okay, that's just not very good. You go from a 7-9, you go from a 5-2 football team, to a 7-9 football team at the end of the year. And it just goes to show you guys, if you do not have serviceable quarterback play in the NFL, you're not going to win many games. Because Alex Smith, while he's not a top 10 quarterback, while he's not a transcendent type player, what he is a guy that knows the playbook, is going to get in and out of the right plays. He makes good throws. He's accurate. He makes the right decisions. Alex Smith is a stable quarterback in today's game, okay? What Colt McCoy, Josh Johnson, and Mark Sanchez are not, they're not stable quarterbacks. They're not very good, okay? So you obviously were left to play with them, have them be your quarterback. In 2018, once Alex Smith went down, Colt McCoy, Josh Johnson, Mark Sanchez were absolutely not getting the job done. And honestly, once Alex Smith went down, guys, with the broken fibula and a tibia in his lower leg, I pray he gets better. Their season was over. I knew it was over. Unfortunate for Redskins fans, but hey, as far as some optimism, there is some optimism for Redskins fans, in my opinion, for the future. And sort of in 2019-2020. Not necessarily immediate optimism, but hey, the future is bright to me in Washington, okay? Obviously, Alex Smith getting hurt. You drafted Dwayne Haskins in the 2019 draft. I thought he was the best quarterback in the entire 2019 draft class. Even better than Kyler Murray, even better than Drew Lock, even better than Daniel Jones, Will Greer, you name it. I watched a ton of Dwayne Haskins games this year. I am an Ohio State fan. I watched a ton of games. And what I saw was Dwayne Haskins getting better and better as the season went on. The guy's a cannon for an arm. He anticipates well, throws with very good touch. He beat some very, very good defenses this year at Ohio State. I think he's NFL ready. Now, he did only play in 14 or 15 games at Ohio State. Obviously, only had the 1 year of starting. But hey, if Dwayne Haskins develops properly, in my opinion, I think you have something at the quarterback position for the future, okay? And honestly, the Washington Redskins blew it out the park in the draft. I mean, to me, the Washington Redskins had one of the 5 best drafts out of any team in the NFL this past year. Okay, Montez Sweat is an absolute stud. You got him at in the top 20 in the draft. Okay, he was one of the top 10 players, in my opinion, in the entire draft. You got him right there, I think, at number 25, 26, something like that. You drafted Terry McLaurin, who should definitely add to your wide receiver depth. He's a very good player out of Ohio State as well. Ran the 4-yard dash under 4.4 seconds. I mean, he's a dynamic player. I think him and Dwayne Haskins, because they played at Ohio State, are going to have some very big plays in the NFL. You drafted Bryce Love, a very underrated running back. Bryce Love, to me, was a Heisman candidate about a year or two ago. Okay, obviously he does have some health concerns, but hey, you're pretty much set at the running back position now. You got Adrian Peterson still, I believe. You still got Darius Geis at the running back position, who you drafted a year ago, okay, out of LSU. The guy obviously tore his ACL. He's still a very, very good player. I think the running back position is set for the Washington Redskins for the near future. Chris Thompson, to me, is a decent running back as well. And also in the draft, you were able to sign Kelvin Harmon out of NC State. Personally, to me, I really, really love that pick, okay? Every time I looked and watched NC State games, Kelvin Harmon was making plays. I mean, the guy, to me, was a second-round pick, and you were able to get him in the 6th round. a second-round wide receiver you get in the 6th round. I mean, he was mocked to go in the top 3 rounds of the draft. You got him in the 6th round. That's an absolute steal right there. I love what the Redskins did in the draft, okay? Now, obviously, offensive line and defensive line to me are your strengths, and I want to address this really quick. The Redskins' offensive line last year had to deal with a ton of injuries. Every time I looked up, Redskins' offensive linemen were hurt pretty much every single week. You know, every single week it was new guys in and out, in and out. They did not have a lot of depth at the offensive line position. So to me, if you get a healthy offensive line, I think you have something. And defensive line, the defensive line of the Redskins to me is a strength of their team. You got Jonathan Allen, you got Durant out of Alabama, both Alabama players you drafted. Those are 2 very good up and rising stars in the National Football League on the defensive side of the ball. Okay, and then obviously you added Montez Sweat. You still got Ryan Kerrigan. So to me, let's see what the Redskins can do in 2019-2020. Now, the opening schedule for you guys is very brutal, okay? Now, I'm going to address something real quick. Obviously, Dwayne Haskins is probably, for the most part, going to be your future starter, okay? But, you know, you brought in Case Keenum, you traded for Case Keenum, you still got Colt McCoy on the roster. To me, I think the best move for the Redskins to me, I know Dwayne Haskins is your future. I think he's the best quarterback that you guys have on the team by far. But if I'm the Redskins, I would start Case Keenum or Colt McCoy for at least the first 4 games of the season. You want to know why? Because the first 4 games of the season is brutal. I think Dwayne Haskins needs just a little bit more time to develop and watch some guys watch some guys play in front of him. Okay, the guy obviously is a stud, but to me, at Ohio State, you know, he only had 1 year of starting, so he's very inexperienced. The college level to the NFL level is a big jump. So to me, I would not personally start Dwayne Haskins week 1. I would ease him into things, get him comfortable, because the one thing you don't want to have with Dwayne Haskins is you don't want the guy to develop improperly. So I think Dwayne Haskins does not need to start week 1, but hey, if he does start week 1, the talent definitely is undeniable, and the best thing you can get in the NFL is playing experience. You learn from playing. You don't learn from sitting on the bench. So either way, to me, it's a win-win situation. It's just that I would start Dwayne Haskins around week 4 or 5, but hey, I won't be surprised if he takes a starting job, okay? Now let's get right into your schedule. I've talked way too much in my opinion. Okay, at the Eagles, Cowboys, Bears, at Giants. The first 4 games of your season, okay? I think you're a 2-2 football team after 4 games. Look, the Eagles, Cowboys, the talent gap between you guys is just significantly wide, okay? Significantly wide. You guys, to me, at the best, are the 3rd most talented team in the division. The Cowboys and Eagles, to me, are Super Bowl contenders. You have to travel to Philly. You did beat Dallas last year in Washington, but that was before they traded for Amari Cooper. Once they traded for Amari Cooper, they were a totally different football team. I just think the Cowboys will beat you at home. I think you'll lose to the Bears. The Bears made the playoffs last year. Now, I do think the Bears will take a slight step back this year just because they played 3 playoff teams all of last year. They were a product to me of an easy schedule. To me, I'm not a huge believer in Mr. Trubisky, but I'm a huge believer in that defense. You're not a better team than Chicago. They made the playoffs, obviously, last year. You're going to lose that game. But at the Giants, I think you beat the Giants in New York. Listen, the Giants have a lot of questions at wide receiver. Odell Beckham Jr. is no longer in town. Sterling Shepard is injured right now, okay? Darius Slayton, the young guy that they like, is very injured, okay? Golden Tate right now is going to be suspended the first 4 games of the season. I have some questions at wide receiver for the Giants. I do think the Redskins are a slightly better team than them right now. It's at New York, so I could potentially see you losing that game. But I just think you get a win, a tough win at New York. Eli Manning's a shot fire to me. Maybe Dwayne Haskins starts at this time. I don't know, but hey, I just think you're going to get a win at New York. It's a little bit of an upset win, but I'll roll with you guys there. Patriots at home, at Dolphins. 49ers at home, at Minnesota Vikings. To me, you'll lose to the Patriots, you'll beat the Dolphins, you'll lose to the 49ers, and you'll lose at Minnesota. To me, look, the Patriots are a better team than you. Bill Belichick, look, you telling me that Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, or Colt McCoy are going to beat this Patriots team, the defending Super Bowl champs, led by Tom Brady, led by Bill Belichick, Sony Michel's still there, they added N'Keal Harry. They're a better team. Now, you do get them at home, but it won't matter. The Patriots are a very good road team. You'll lose that game, I'm sorry. At Dolphins, look, you have a better roster than the Miami Dolphins. Ryan Fitzpatrick, to me, and Josh Rosen, to me, are not their answers full-time at quarterback. I'm not a believer in Josh Rosen. Ryan Fitzpatrick's a serviceable quarterback, but let's be real. Every week he looks... One week, Ryan Fitzpatrick looks like he's a starting quarterback. The next week, he looks like he's a bench guy, okay? So, it's a lot of inconsistencies there. Now, the Dolphins' secondary is very, very good. It's at Miami. It should be a hot environment. Just playing that heat can demoralize opponents, okay? But I think the Redskins are a better team. Defensive line, offensive line, you're a better team. Secondary for the Dolphins is very good, but again, I just think the Redskins are the better team. Dwayne Haskins might be starting by this time. I think you win that game. 49ers at home. I don't see you beating the 49ers this year. To me, the 49ers are a 10-win team this year. They added Nick Bosa. They added they have DeForest Buckner still in that defensive line. They added D Ford. They added Deebo Samuel in the draft. They added Jason Verrett in the offseason. To me, the 49ers are a slept-on dark horse Super Bowl team. You get them at home, but I don't think it'll matter. Jimmy G comes back. I'm a believer in Jimmy G. You'll lose that game. At Vikings, they're a better team than you. Look, you could potentially steal a game. But again, Kirk Cousins actually is a very good quarterback to me, but he just doesn't win big games. He's not very consistent. He consistently shoots himself in the foot, but it's at Minnesota with that defense, with that roster. They're a very good team. You'll lose that game. So the next couple games are at Buffalo, bye week, Jets at home, Lions at home, at Panthers. I think you're a 2-2. You're gonna go 2-2 in that stretch. The Bills, to me, they're an underrated team. Josh Allen, to me, found a lot of ways to win games with a flawed roster last year. To me, Josh Allen, if you put parts around him, he's going to be a successful quarterback. Their defense is very, very good. Tre'Davious White and Oliver on their defense are going to really be stars, in my opinion. It's a tough place to play in Buffalo. Buffalo's always a tough place to play for teams historically. You'll lose that game. Bye week. Come off a bye week. I think you get 2 straight victories. Dwayne Haskins, to me, at this time, at this very moment, is probably going to be starting. I mean, if you can't keep Dwayne Haskins on the bench forever, okay? So he's just too talented. Jets at home, they're about even to you as far as rosters go. I mean, Sam Darnold's a wild card. The fact that you get him at home, I'll give you a win there. Their offensive pieces are not very good. Your defense should have a field day versus Sam Darnold. I mean, the guy's a turnover machine. I do believe in Sam Darnold, but again, bad wide receivers, bad offensive line. Sam Darnold is not set up to succeed very well. Pretty much if you just stop Le'Veon Bell, you stop that entire offense. You're going to win that game. Lions at home. Now, the Lions, to me, have improved. The Lions added Mike Daniels. They added Trey Flowers. They still got Sax Harrison on that defense. They added TJ Hawkinson in the draft. So, to me, the Lions, they're an improved team. But the fact you get them at home, I'll give you a win. I think you're going to start to win some games now. Dwayne Haskins probably is going to be in the starting lineup. And then at the Panthers, look, to me, Carolina, Cam Newton's a top 10 quarterback still in this league today. I think he's very, very good. They have Christian McCaffrey. They have a nasty defensive line. Dwayne Haskins potentially probably starting for you right here. Not the most mobile quarterback in the world. I do think the Panthers will beat you. That's just my opinion. They're a better football team to me than you right now. If Cam Newton did get hurt last year, the Panthers would have been in the playoffs. That's just my opinion. Okay, I think you lose a tough game at Carolina. The last 4 games of your season. At the Packers, my team, the Green Bay Packers. Eagles at home. Giants at home, at Cowboys. I think you win only one of your last 3 games. I see you losing at the Packers. I see you losing to the Eagles. I see you beating the Giants again, so you'll sweep the Giants, but you'll lose at the Cowboys. Listen to me. The Packers, look, Aaron Rodgers, look, you did beat Green Bay last year. I give you a lot of props. You beat Green Bay last year, but that was in your house, and that was with Alex Smith. Dwayne Haskins, Colt McCoy, whoever you have at quarterback, Case Keenum maybe, they're not going to beat Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Green Bay, to me, is an improved team. We add to our defense significantly. Aaron Rodgers is going to be ticked off. He's hearing all the media talks. He's hearing all the people giving him a ton of hate in the media. I think Aaron Rodgers realized the time is ticking on his Super Bowl window to win another Super Bowl. I think Aaron Rodgers responds this year. The Packers are a better team to me than you. You'll lose that game at Green Bay. Eagles at home, you potentially could win the game, but again, to me, the Philadelphia Eagles are the most talented team in football. That should tell you enough right there. Giants at home, I think you're just better than the Giants this year. I have you sweeping the Giants. And then at Dallas Cowboys, you potentially could win this game, but at this point, I think it pretty much serves you to tank at this point, because let's be real, I only have you at 5 wins at this point. So, look, if the Cowboys potentially have the division locked up or a playoff spot locked up, they might rest players. Jerry Jones and Jason Garrett, as an organization, they've decided at times to rest players when they have playoff spots locked up. So maybe you get a win there if they play their backups. But again, Dallas, to me, is just a better team. They're a Super Bowl contender to me this year. You're going to lose that game. I don't see you beating the Cowboys again this year. So, in conclusion, to me, look, the Redskins, your future's bright. But this year, to me, just run into a roadblock. I don't see this team winning more than 5 games, maybe 6 games, maybe 7 if you're lucky. But to me, your window, the max amount of wins you'll win this year is about 7 games. Okay, look, Baker Mayfield last year with the Cleveland Browns, he got them to 7 wins. So Dwayne Haskins, to me, potentially can get this roster to 7 wins. You got some good young defenders. You have some solid young wide receivers. I like your running back position. But again, you're the third most talented team in that division alone. The division's very brutal. You have a tough early schedule at Eagles, Cowboys at home, Bears at home, at Giants, Patriots at Dolphins, 49ers as well, the next coming game. That's a brutal stretch of games to start your season off with. Again, to me, just a young football team, a young quarterback. John Gruden, to me, is not necessarily the long-term answer at head coach. I just think that the Redskins, to me, are the third best team in the division. I could see 6 or 7 wins, but again, with your schedule, with the parts you have this year, I have you winning just 5 games. So 5-11 for the Washington Redskins to me in 2019-2020. But however, the future is bright with Dwayne Haskins. But this year is not the year for the Redskins to win a lot of football games. That's a wrap for this video. Be sure to like the video right now. Smash the like button if you're rocking with your boy. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. And if you disagree with me, comment where you agree. Comment where you disagree with me, okay? You know, it's my favorite thing in the world to do, to make YouTube videos for you guys. I am potentially looking to go into a big-time network when I get into the world and have my own job. Potentially Fox Sports 1 or ESPN. You know, I just want to become a great sports analyst. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts in the world, okay? That's my dream job. That's what I want to do for a full living. So if you believe in me and my dreams in this product, subscribe to the Juice Alert. Get people hit to this channel. The best thing you guys can do is to just help me with this channel and help it to grow. Share on Facebook, share on Twitter, share on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy Ghiman Mckinney, aka Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today from the bottom of my heart, and God bless. I'm out.